In the closing miles of a world marathon, Eliud Kipchoge surges ahead. His pace has not faltered in over 2 hours, a display of control. 19 major marathons entered, 15 victories secured, 2 Olympic golds. But the real question is not just how much he won, it is how he made the limits of human endurance look negotiable. Did Kipchoge transcend the marathon, or did the sport change to fit him? The answer reshapes what greatness actually means. Eliud Kipchoge's record is not a story of a single race or a string of lucky finishes. From his marathon debut in 2013, he began assembling a record that stands alone in the history of the sport. In the span of a decade, Kipchoge entered 19 major marathons and won 15 of them. No other male marathoner has approached that strike rate against world-class fields. His 9 world marathon major victories, 4 in London and 5 in Berlin, set a new benchmark for dominance and consistency. The scale of this consistency is visible in the numbers. Between 2013 and 2023, Kipchoge lost only 3 times. Each defeat came against the clock or in a rare tactical miscalculation, not from a collapse or a dramatic fade. The rest of the time, he finished either first or, on a handful of occasions, second, never outside the top 8 until the late stage of his career. His opening run in the marathon, 15 wins in his first 18 starts, is unmatched in the era of deep, competitive fields and global participation. Most of these victories came in races designated as World Marathon Majors, the 6 most prestigious city marathons on the calendar. In this stretch, Kipchoge did not just win. He repeatedly faced reigning champions, world record holders, and the deepest fields ever assembled. The reliability of his results, year after year, forced a recalibration of what was possible in elite distance running. The numbers do not merely suggest greatness. They quantify a level of supremacy that stands apart from the rest of the field. Raw speed alone does not define marathon greatness. The marathon is a contest of efficiency, how little energy is wasted with each stride, how closely a runner can approach their physical limits without crossing them. For most of the sport's history, the 2-hour barrier was less a scientific frontier than a psychological wall. The numbers said it was possible, but the reality on race day always fell short. Even the fastest athletes, armed with the best training and nutrition, would see their pace unravel in the final kilometers. The challenge was not simply to run fast, but to run fast without faltering, to maintain form and rhythm when fatigue should have forced a slowdown. Eliud Kipchoge's approach reframed what was possible. He did not chase records with reckless surges or desperate sprints. His races were defined by an absence of drama, a steady, almost metronomic cadence, even when the stakes were highest. In psychological studies, the sub-2-hour marathon became a case study in perceived limits. Runners, coaches, and scientists debated whether the true barrier was in the body or in the mind. Kipchoge made the debate real. His performances suggested that the path to breaking the wall was not about finding more speed, but about removing inefficiency, physical, tactical, and mental, and imposing control. This is the foundation of his dominance. The numbers, 15 wins in 18 starts, 9 world marathon majors, 4 of the 10 fastest times in history, are the result of a method that values control over chaos. In Kipchoge's world, the marathon is not a battle against the clock, but a test of how close a human can come to perfect efficiency. At the heart of Kipchoge's marathon supremacy is a training philosophy shaped by Patrick Sang, a system built not on spectacle, but on relentless, measured repetition. Week after week, Kipchoge covers close to 200 kilometers, most of it on the red dirt roads around Kaptagat, at an altitude of over 2,400 meters. The regimen is pyramidal. The majority of mileage is run at an easy aerobic pace, with only a small fraction reserved for high-intensity intervals or tempo efforts. Sang's group sessions are a study in collective discipline. Dozens of runners move in silence, each holding form, each step reinforcing the habits that underpin efficiency. This high-volume approach is not about chasing exhaustion. It is about building a body that can absorb and repeat effort without breaking down. The work is steady, rarely spectacular, and almost never interrupted. Sang's philosophy prioritizes consistency over intensity, a principle that shows in Kipchoge's absence of major injuries across a decade at the top. Physiologically, this foundation yields numbers that place Kipchoge at the extreme end of elite endurance. His estimated VO2 max, between 80 and 85 milliliters per kilogram per minute, matches the best ever recorded for marathoners. Yet the real advantage is in how little energy he wastes at race pace. His running economy, inferred from both race splits and lab estimates, allows him to sustain speeds of 20.5 to 21 kilometers per hour for 2 hours. A low lactate production rate, called VLA max, further means he burns fuel cleanly, relying on fat stores deeper into the race. This combination, high aerobic capacity, exceptional economy, and metabolic restraint, forms the engine behind his control. The numbers are not abstract, they are visible in every unhurried stride and every kilometer that passes without drama. Kipchoge's preparation is not a secret. It is discipline, measured in miles and repeated quietly until the improbable becomes routine. In Berlin on September 16, 2018, Eliud Kipchoge ran 42.195 kilometers in 2 hours, 1 minute, and 39 seconds. The splits tell the story of a race without chaos. Every kilometer between 2 minutes, 52 seconds, and 2 minutes, 56 seconds, the average never wavering, the standard deviation less than 2 seconds per kilometer. There were no wild accelerations or desperate surges. From the first step to the last, Kipchoge's cadence hovered between 180 and 185 steps per minute, a rhythm so steady it could have been set by a metronome. Each stride landed softly, with ground contact times inferred at approximately 0.18 seconds, fractionally faster than most of his rivals, and enough to shave seconds from each kilometer through reduced braking and lower vertical oscillation. Biomechanical analysis of the Berlin footage reveals a runner who wastes nothing. His stride length, around 2 meters, matches his cadence to maximize forward motion and minimize energy loss. There is no overstriding, no visible breakdown in form, even as fatigue should have set in. The midfoot strike, paired with high leg stiffness, turns each step into a controlled rebound. Studies of similar elites suggest that every 0.01 second reduction in ground contact time can improve running economy by up to 2%. Kipchoge's efficiency, visible in the way his feet barely touch the pavement, translates into real measurable gains over the marathon distance. The splits from Berlin overlay almost perfectly, kilometer by kilometer. By the halfway mark, he reached 21.1 kilometers in 59 minutes and 40 seconds. The second half, run nearly as fast, showed no sign of the late race fade that has undone so many record attempts. Instead, the paceline remains flat, the cadence never falters, and the margin over the previous world record grows with every kilometer. In Berlin, the theory of efficiency became undeniable fact, visible in every metric that could be measured and in every frame of footage that remains. This is not spectacle. This is control applied to endurance. On October 12, 2019, Eliud Kipchoge covered 42.195 kilometers in Vienna in 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 40 seconds. The INEOS 159 challenge was engineered for speed. It used a closed, pancake flat circuit, rotating teams of world-class pacers that formed a wind-blocking V, and a pace car projecting a laser line to guide every step. Nutrition was delivered with precision, on the move. On his feet, Kipchoge wore a prototype Nike Alpha Fly, later measured in lab studies to improve running economy by 3 to 4%, translating to 2 or even 3 minutes over a full marathon at his pace. The rotating pacer system, not allowed in official races, further reduced air resistance and cognitive load. A pacer described the experience as like being part of a perfectly synchronized machine. Every variable was controlled, every external aid quantified. What remained was the question: how much of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 40 seconds belonged to human capacity, and how much to the engineered environment? Era-adjusted comparisons place Kipchoge's achievements under a sharper lens. Analysts use 3 scenarios, conservative, median, and liberal, to account for advances in shoe technology, pacing strategies, and course selection. In the conservative band, estimated corrections for super shoes and pacer formations move his Berlin world record of 2 hours, 1 minute and 39 seconds closer to 2 hours, 4 minutes or 2 hours 5 minutes, still among the top 5 times ever run. The median scenario, which reflects the most commonly cited adjustments, places Kipchoge near 2 hours, 2 minutes to 2 hours, 3 minutes, still ahead of Haile Gebrselassie 2 hours, 3 minutes and 59 seconds, and Paul Turgat's 2 hours, 4 minutes and 55 seconds, and clear of Abebe Bikila's barefoot time of 2 hours, 15 minutes and 16 seconds from 1960. The most liberal view, crediting less to technology, keeps Kipchoge alone at the top. These models underscore a reality. No single formula settles the question of greatness. The answer depends on how much weight is given to innovation, conditions, and the relentless march of time. In an era defined by marginal gains and relentless data, Kipchoge's precision stands as both blueprint and boundary. Today, the marathon is a laboratory for human limits, no longer myth, but measurement. The real question now: how close can anyone else come to making perfection look inevitable? Share your perspective below.